I'm now in graduate school, pursuing a PhD in neuroscience. We all get a personalized lab coat when we join. It has my name on one side, and on the other side, it says, Vanderbilt School of Medicine. But seriously, how cool is it to say, I'm neuroscientist Hari? So that makes me a Awe-tistic neuroscientist. My graduate-level research is supported by several awards. The big award was the super competitive NSF Graduate Research Fellowship. I got some incredible comments from the reviewers on my research proposal. I was happy to hear that they thought that my research will strongly benefit society. There's something deeply affirming and gratifying about being seen as outstanding, exemplary, perfect recipient, or an exceptional young scientist. Labels I never take for granted, and those labels never get old. I came into graduate school with the prestigious P.D. Soros Fellowship. I also got an Answer Scholar, a Young Professional Award, and an Impact Award. I'm also a NEES Fellow at the Frist Center for Autism and Innovation. The Frist Center does some incredible work in the autism space, and was a major factor in my deciding on Vanderbilt. I got this lovely note of encouragement on social media from the director of the Frist Center, who had recruited me to Vanderbilt. The message says, "So proud of Hari for his singular voice of insight, wisdom, advocacy, and activism, and for the distinction he brings to himself and everyone with whom he is associated. The Frist Center is honored to count Hari among its distinguished fellows, and it is awesome to imagine what the future holds for this inspiring young thought leader." His calling me a thought leader really stayed with me. Because my mind is constantly thinking, how do we move things forward? How do we get to real solutions? The stakes are very real. At Vanderbilt, I am part of the Wallace Multisensory Research Lab. We get to use immersive environments and other cool tech in our research. My lab studies multisensory integration, how the brain puts together information from different senses, like seeing and hearing something at the same time. I focus on a special zone called peripersonal space, which is the area right around your body where things feel close enough to reach, grab, or react to. PPS is like your brain's personal bubble. Your brain watches this zone closely to help you prepare to act. This animation was created by my undergrad research assistant to show how this bubble isn't fixed and keeps adjusting, like during social engagement. But in autism, this adjustment process might not work the same way. The bubble might feel too small, too big, or harder to update. That can make things like group conversations, coordination, or even walking through a busy hallway more challenging. That's what I study, how this bubble works in autism, and how it could explain a lot of things people don't usually think of as being connected. And while doing so, I came up with a novel way to measure PPS, which is potentially accessible to a wider profile of autism. Making research accessible is a big design consideration for me. How can we redesign from the task that the participants get to do to the tools being used to measure so that we can fit a wide profile of autism? For instance, my task is intentionally kept simple, so it can accommodate a wide range of motor, cognitive, and communication abilities. I look to adapt equipment or use more comfortable alternatives where possible. Instead of a chest strap, I make use of smart watches to get to those physiological measures. If we are doing neuroimaging, we can use saline cap instead of gel caps, as they are much faster to put on and more comfortable. We can use mobile EEG, which allows for movement. I have yet to meet an autistic who can sit perfectly still for long periods of time. I even look at how to make my surveys more accessible. The point is that you can have both rigorous science and accessibility. And just to add some humor, our lab's social media featured British-themed responses ahead of a multisensory conference in the UK. Explain your research as if you were pitching it to Sherlock Holmes.
Picture it, Holmes. Nashville, not Baker Street. The mystery, How the brain redraws its boundary for near space. The clues: bubbles, reaction time, contact distance, and brain waves. The case: a recalibrating line between sensing and doing. Quite elementary.
Which sensory modality is the star of your research show? And what makes it so fascinating?
Touch is the quiet star, less flash, more function. It's not just about contact, it's a bit of a faff, involving timing, intent, and movement. In my task, your brain's saying, right then, now's the moment. When it all lines up, that bubble pop is spot on.